along with Tracy Liz Miller and Laura Jansen. And we just quickly like to tell you a little bit of the story of the John and Christine love story. How they first were introduced to each other, how they met their first date, and what happened to bring us all here together. And I'm going to take the first part, and I'm going to ask you guys to help me out a little bit. You'll see when that happens. Just roll with it. Roll Tide, roll with it.
And whoever's talking, he's going to pick you.
So first of all, John Viega and Christine Fisichella met at the biggest, most awesome, fantastic meeting place in the world.
TGI Fridays. Yeah! New York City!
No, not TGI Fridays.
Walmart?
No, not Walmart. Let me handle this. Although, fun fact, TGI Fridays is her favorite restaurant. No, they met online. And Christine had been trying online dating for years, and had met a lot of interesting guys. Hey, could you stand up? Can you stand up, please? Come in here. You know, she met a lot of handsome, debonair guys with good-looking smiles. Look like this. Yeah, she just didn't quite mesh with it. Can you guys step in here? Then met a lot of other guys, you know. Good smiles, but a little boring and uninteresting. Not these guys, but they look like these guys. Thank you very much. But so she was finally convinced by Laura Jansen, the matron of honor, who looks like this exactly. Laura Jansen, the matron of honor. Well, I don't know. Matron of honor, it sounds like 1852. It's more like most supreme awesome chick. Anyway, she convinced her to join chemistry.com, and so Christine did. And on May 16th, 2010, she joined chemistry.com. The very next day, got an email from John on May 17th, 2010. Online dating works, people. Online dating works. Anyway, what John mostly liked was her picture. Can you stand, please, for a second? It was mostly her smile, which was like this. It was exactly like that. Stay standing. If you can stand for a second. But the picture he liked the most was the one with her turtle, and the turtle looked like this. Thank you. And the picture of her and the turtle looked like this. That's right, it looked exactly like that. Thanks, guys. But mostly what he liked was her straightforwardness. If anybody knows Christine, they know how straightforward. She knows what she wants. She knows who she is. And I think that's what probably came through in the profile. And they totally hit it off and started emailing. And what John noticed most was her wit and her intelligence, and interestingly enough, her love for the Yankees. That's what that looked like. But when our friends heard that, it looked like this.
Are you crazy? Yankees, no! You stop Yankees! Get out!
Anyway, so they started emailing each other, and on May 23rd, 2010, they were able to go to a Mets-Yankees game. Now, they hadn't been able, in those intervening days, been able to actually get to the Yankees game, but they learned a lot about each other on email. They never talked, they never saw each other, they just email. And this is actually no joke, true, but you learn a lot about somebody when you're just writing words. And so they decided to go to a Yankees game, and before they went there, they decided to meet in New York City on the southwest corner of 33rd Street and 6th Avenue, which, for those who know New York, is Herald Square, which is a very, very interesting area of New York City. For example, there's a lot of homeless bums, like this. which he saw. I think the bum said,
Hey, can I have $1?
yes.
Come on,
That's
Carl.
exactly what he said. And, you know, there's a lot of crazy ladies. on the screen. She said,
That's exactly what she said.
Anyway, so John got there about 10 minutes early because he wanted to be prepared and look for a second. And the most important thing for him when Christine first saw her was to look totally cool. And that's exactly what John looked like. Christine said. Now she wasn't sure who John was, and when Christine showed up, she immediately got on the cell phone, pretended she was talking, so she could look cool, and it looked like this. That's exactly what it looked like. Finally, when Christine realized that was him, they finally met for the first time. And this is all, seriously, this is exactly how it went down. That first awkward moment when they met. Hi, Christine.
Hey, it's John.
Sorry. That's exactly how it happened. Oh. For this table here, the slow motion play. Sorry. That's exactly how it went. Anyway, they got on the subway, and for all seriousness, of course, John paid for the game and everything. And the great thing, and this is the one that I love. If any of you know John, the word chivalrous comes to mind. He paid for her subway card, and anybody who ever hears that, it sounds like this. And he still does, and that's what she loves about him. Anyway, so they went out on their first date out to Shea Stadium, which is a totally other story. And I'm going to go ahead and hand that over to John and let him take over. Thank you.
Sheffield, yeah.
Now, Sheffield was funny, but I think we really need to take this down a little. And I will now tell the serious story of their first date. So, John and Christine had just met for the first time and were on the subway to Shea for the Yankees and the Mets and their first date. Conversation came very easily for John and Christine, and they had a great time getting to know each other. John remembers they shared the same likes, same dislikes.
Do you like toast?
I totally like toast.
Me too.
Hey, do you like it when it's burnt?
No.
Neither do I.
They shared the same jokes.
Knock, knock. Who's there? The interrupting cow.
Interrupting cow.
The same life goals.
I don't want to go through my life lonely and bored.
Me neither.
I don't think any of that was true. Back to the story. Christine thought they got along great. They had great seats, drank beer, ate lots of great food, and then they had a wonderful time.
At
Ate some food.
Yeah, at the food, they each had 4 hot dogs, each had 6 beers, 3 cotton candies. They shared a box of Cracker Jacks.
And the baseball, another hot dog, apple pie, and a Chevrolet.
At one point, John wandered the entire stadium looking for mustard. Yellow mustard for Christine. Because, yes, she hates that spicy crap. Those are her words. Christine's memories include great weather and that she was wearing this sporty blue t-shirt with number 76 on it. Still John's favorite to this day. The Yankees... The Yankees got murdered.
stats here. For the Mets, David Wright was 3 for 5 with 2 home runs. Jose Reyes had 2 stolen bases. The Yankees had no hits. Jeter had 7 errors at shortstop. Jorge Posada pulled a hamstring, and Alex Rodriguez cried.
I don't think any of that was true. They took the subway back to Herald Square. Now, on the subway platform, before she headed back to Jersey, John asked Christine out again to see a Broadway show.
Like the Phantom of Opera, which has grossed $700 trillion and opened in 1863.
I don't think that's true. Now, even with both of them traveling, John and Christine managed to go out on 397 dates that first month. I don't think this is funny. Even taking a trip to Boston for a Red Sox game. Christine met John's girls after that month of dating.
Wait. There was at the Red Sox game, Ortiz was 3 for 5. Pedroia had 8 stolen bases. Yankees had -3 hits. Jeter defriended A-Rod on Facebook, and Rodriguez cried.
I don't think that is true. Now, Christine met John's girls after that month of dating. Thought they were sweet, beautiful, smart kids, and they all had a great time together.
Very smart. Molly's IQ is 197, and Emily has a is a 4-year member of Mensa and has already been accepted at MIT.
They're smart, but I don't think that's true. Christine already knew they were going to get married. That's right. At that point, she knew. Now, John always expected it would take him a year or 2 in a relationship to figure out he truly wanted to marry a woman. But he was very surprised when he was absolutely positive within 2 months that he wanted to marry Christine.
Whoa!
Oh, yes. By August, they were talking about marriage and looking at engagement rings.
Yes, the engagement ring she has on is 16 karat gold. Has 16 precious emeralds with the Hope Diamond as a centerpiece.
Pretty sure that's not true. Now, as a married person myself, I know the importance of honesty in a marriage. And getting the ring is the first time John lied to Christine. But not last.
That is true.
He was in the store there working on the order when she called him and asked what he was doing, and he told her he was having lunch. John knew that Christine was expecting him to propose before the end of the year. He wanted to be sure it was a surprise. So now he had to come up with a plan, and for the last part of the story, Eric will tell you the engagement.
This actually, we don't need any goofing around on this part because this is one of the most ridiculous, amazing stories ever. This is the part where John made it impossible for any man in the future to propose to a woman because it was ridiculous. It was kind of perfect. Christine was leaving town in September of that year to do a tour of the one-man Lord of the Rings in the UK. We were going to ask Sheffield to do a bit of that, but we just thought that might be too much. Halfway through the tour, John visited one time. He got to come out there, and they talked on the phone every day. Christine was due to return to New York on the 5th of October. So when she was touring, she shared a flat in Belfast with Charlie, the actor in the one-man show. He's the one who wrote the show, came up with it. He also did a one-man Star Wars, which I saw in New York. And I got Christine that job, and she paid me with a bottle of bourbon, so we're good. 2 bottles. After the first one, I forgot about the second one. Yes, so with Charlie's help, John came up with the most amazing, surprising, and memorable proposal. He sent her a note through Charlie with 2 boxes that said, "Do you like me? Yes or no?" You could check one. It was like mind-blowing. No, the bastard flew into Belfast on October 3rd, 2 days before she was supposed to come back home from tour. His red eye got in around 6 a.m. He took a taxi, met Charlie, who had gotten flowers for the proposal the night before. Charlie also had a camera, so at 7:30 in the morning, Christine hears a knock on the door of the flat. flat shows up 3 times, and Christine provided these notes, which is a bit pretentious, I think, because we still call it an apartment, even though we're staying in Belfast, but it's all right. Thinking it was the maid service, she once again got up to turn away the maid, as she had all week. In her pajamas, she opened the door, said, "Bitch, I don't need my bed turned." I don't think that's true. She found not the maid, but John, standing there with champagne, roses, and a little black box. And in the background with a camera was Charlie capturing the whole thing. Neither John nor Christine remember exactly what John said, but Christine is pretty sure it ended with, "Charlie, get lost." And John was on one knee when he said it. Oh, no. Will you marry me? She's pretty sure it said, "Will you marry me?" She was crying. She thinks John was too. They both agree that she said yes. Charlie snapped a few more pictures, and then, to give them some time alone, he did indeed get lost. They popped the champagne, had very early morning drinks. Christine messed up all the cues of that afternoon's matinee. The two moved in together as soon as Christine got back to New York, set a date right away, started planning, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the exact true story of what happened and why we are here today.